doom scrolling. That is what I would like to be doing right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And is there a reason you'd like to be doing that?
I'm tired and I don't want to think.
You're tired and you don't want to think. So doom scrolling does what for you?
I don't know.
You don't know?
It gives me an excuse not to do things. It doesn't really give me an excuse because I still have to do the things. However, I don't know.
Does it allow you to avoid what you need to do?
Well, I still gotta do it.
In the present time? Yeah. So does it like sort of aid in your, like, let me put it off a little bit and let me sit here and doom scroll?
Yeah.
And I wonder too, if you, almost like using it as an escape. If I'm doom scrolling, then I don't have to do these other things.
I still have to do the other things.
You still have to do them, just not in the moment because you're doom scrolling.
They didn't have to be done in the moment if I have the time to doom scroll.
Okay. Because you are capable of doing what must be done by a certain time.
Yes.
Okay. But you would just rather be doom scrolling.
I just don't have deadlines.
So I guess let's drill down a little bit. What do we mean when we say doom scrolling?
I just mean in a constant cycle of scrolling.
Mm-hmm.
However, that's apparently not the definition.
Well, according to some of the, like Google and AI and all that, doom scrolling is that habitual scrolling, but it's typically you're consuming negative news or social media.
I don't consume news at all.
Right. So it's more the social media.
And but where's the negative?
I think
if I'm consuming rainbows, puppies, and sunshine,
and it gives you all the good feels.
Yeah, how is that negative and how is that doom scrolling? There's no doom in that.
I don't know that is doom scrolling by the way that it's defined. Right. Yet one of the things is the doom scrolling, especially with some of the negative content, and it could be news, it could be like conflict, some of the tea that's happening on social media or what have you. Then a lot of times these are being associated with anxiety, depression, and stress. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's more about how people feel. But when they start, they don't usually feel that way. So
what was the words I was going to say? Keep going. It'll come to me. I know it's there.
It's there.
It's there. It's just like the combination of words. I have one word. I don't know what the other one is. Okay. And you wouldn't understand it because it's a social media thing. Keep going.
Okay. I'll keep going. So, I think some of the things to keep in mind with doom scrolling, and I'm guessing many of us have caught ourselves doing this, which is it's that habitual compulsive.
I was doing that right before this. I was doing that while we were talking about our episode.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. And while I was waiting for you to get ready. Yeah. I've done a lot of it today.
Do you find, because I know for me, I go through spurts where I'm using it more.
If I don't have as much to do, I scroll a lot more. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Or if I'm tired.
Mine is more when I feel emotionally exhausted. And it is such a habit just to pick up the phone and, check social media, And I mean, I've caught myself doing it when I'm practicing of like, no, I'm going to consume it intentionally, right? Where I set limits on my time. I know, but
I have a 2-hour time lock on TikTok and I ignore it every day. I hit ignore limit.
Meaning
meaning that I'm not.
Meaning you're spending at least 2 hours at a time?
No.
Oh.
Throughout the whole day.
Throughout the whole day.
Yes.
So you have set yourself a limit.
Yes, and I ignore it.
And how does that make you feel when you ignore it? Like when it goes off, what goes through?
I don't know. I've probably scrolled for over an hour today so far. I've only been up for like 2 hours, but yeah.
And do you see this as a problem in your life?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I know I shouldn't. However, this is a question that I ask myself a lot, and the fact that I ask myself this is concerning, but I do wonder, what would I do with my time if I wasn't scrolling? Like, what?
And like, I don't think you're alone in this. I mean, I've caught myself thinking the same thing.
On TikTok alone, I scroll like 2 hours a day. That's just TikTok. That's not other social media. If I could replace that with working out. But then there's the other hours that I am also scrolling that on other platforms that I like. What else am I supposed to replace that with?
But do you think you should? Like, because if you're spending that amount of time doing that, what are we not doing?
Exactly. What are we not doing? I think that this is like one of the big issues is that social media sort of got bigger when I was in like high school and stuff, when I couldn't do as much with my free time. And so now that I have free time and I could do things, it's spent on social media, because what else am I going to do with my time? Does that make sense?
It does make sense. And I'm wondering if a client came to you and said that to you, that I spend several hours a day on social media. What else is there to do? What would you tell them?
I would say what brings you joy in life.
Okay.
Like hobbies and stuff. And I have hobbies. However, they're just, I don't know. I've outgrown most of my hobbies. Like all the art stuff, I've sort of outgrown all that. I could hang out with friends. However, I have all of one friend.
Well, and you're all scattered now and working. Exactly. You're all adulting.
Yeah. So then what? It's like, what do I do? We're in a small town. There's not much going on. During the summers, it's easier because there's like boating and fishing.
So when you're more active, then you're finding things to do. So
when I have big projects like painting and stuff like that, I don't scroll because I'm occupied. If I'm occupied, I'm not scrolling.
And do you like to keep busy?
Yes. Yes.
And so for you...
But I am also very crispy burnt at the moment and would like to not keep busy.
And so that's what I'm wondering too, is how many people are doom scrolling from boredom, meaning they've done all the things and they're, because different people everybody has different situations, and we know that people are no longer always living around the people that they're close to. People move now a lot more, so they're not around family or friends. So meetups are a little bit harder. And then, what do you do with your time? So it could be boredom. I think sort of like what you're saying, for me, I know when I do it, I'm so emotionally exhausted. I'm sort of like I've hit my cognitive load, and it's like a mindless thing I'm doing. But the thing I think that's important for us is to pay attention how we are when we start using it, like when we go to pick it up and start using it, and how we're feeling if we're looking at puppies and rainbows and unicorns. Does our time with it, like we're feeling good, and it like for me, Right now, I'm seeing a lot of my friends' kids' graduation pictures, like holiday stuff. It makes me happy.
I don't count Facebook as doom scrolling because that's like mostly everyone that you know.
Yeah. Oh, no. There's so many ads and algorithms. Okay, so
I'm not on Facebook very often.
And this happens with this Instagram too.
Well,
when I'm on
there's
it,
the explore page.
And so maybe I need to hang out more on TikTok and see what algorithms it starts shooting my way. Because that's the thing, is it feeds us.
Well, they're all intertwined.
What we're looking at. So I think that becomes some of the issue is the algorithms. Like if we are interested in one thing and we stop and pause, then it starts feeding us a lot more. So I know I have started to get a little irritated, because I always want to hear what therapists' experiences are, mental health therapists, what's going on in their world, what are they thinking, what are some of the barriers and challenges to doing the work that they're doing, because I work a lot with them. So I like to stay up on those things. And I will tell you that I do start to get a little disillusioned when the feed that I'm getting is a lot of complaining and negativity, especially, and this is a real thing. Like I get it. Most of us are not paid what we think we should be earning. I think there's many of us in the helping professions that feel that way. And yet, I don't know. I always think about clients, seeing some of that. And I wouldn't want them to constantly see therapists complaining about how much they aren't making when they're also, as a client, I just wrote out a check for this, so I don't get it. Because a lot of people don't understand all the overhead. But anyway, the point being is when I do that and then I start getting lots of things, I notice my mood changing, which is I start to get a little irritated. Like, all right, you all, where's the mission? Why? Most of us didn't go into this but
most of us don't have a mission.
I don't understand it. Okay. That's probably a different topic, like finding purpose and meaning in life. That
most of us are just going through it.
I don't understand that. And I don't understand how that can even feel good, but we're going to stick with doom scrolling.
No one said it does. Anyways.
Well, maybe that's part of the thing we need to do is help people find meaning and purpose in life.
Jeez. Can we get back to doom scrolling?
Y'all, I'm going to try to start with her.
Could hurry up.
Victorya, let's help find your meaning. So can we please hurry this up so we can start doom scrolling? Because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm going to go plug in my laptop and remove stuff from it so that I can put the episode on the laptop. And that's going to take about an hour, and I'm going to spend that hour doom scrolling.
There we go. And
it's productive. Here's my thing. Most of my work is on my laptop. And so when my laptop is out of commission, doing whatever it's doing for what seems like forever, what am I supposed to be doing?
Well, you know what I do?
You pick up a different laptop.
Yes, because if this laptop is doing its thing, I could be working on another project.
However, all of your stuff is through websites and how all of my stuff is through programs on the laptop.
Fair point. I still think you're pretty smart. You'll find a way.
And maybe that is just my lack of purpose and meaning.
Or maybe it's just you doing one thing at a time, sort of trying to stay chill and sane. Whereas, obviously, me right now, broken plate that I got to clean up right after this. I cannot leave that. I have dropped so many things this morning. That's the only thing I know that I've broken. But
you didn't back into the light pole today? Nothing,
Or didn't the mirror, No, I think so far. But if I were y'all, I would not be trusting me too much. So this is it. Like, right? We're talking about doom scrolling. And for me, I know that I tend to do it more when I just have hit the wall. Like I'm emotionally exhausted and I am so there, crispy fried. and you know, and the stress. And so, yes, I'm dropping things. I have accidents and things like that. I'm hoping to recalibrate within the next few days. We're leaving for vacation tonight. So looking forward to that, you know, but right now I'm in the, really stressed trying to get out the door sort of thing. But that being said, I know the princess passenger in me, you know, like I could probably try to get some work done on the way that I'm being driven to a graduation party. But I have a feeling I'm probably going to doom scroll for at least half that just to like, I don't know, give this a break too. But then is it giving this a break if I'm consuming some other stuff?
I don't know. I think it depends on what you're consuming and how you're consuming it. Is it like on an intellectual level?
I do tend to read a lot of more clinical focused business leadership types of things. So
I know. I watch people mix paint.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess every once in a while there'll be something that I'm like,
nah.
Or making a recipe. Like I do like some of those. Like, hey, what you making there?
That's all still very cognitive for me.
Really?
I watch people mix paint. I watch them decorate cakes.
It's not that I don't. If I ever come across any of those, then I want to see what it looks like by the end. But no, I'm usually scrolling past those. That or I just want to see the before and after picture. I don't need to see the whole process.
It's satisfying.
For you, maybe.
We're different people.
We are different people. And that's okay. I appreciate that about you.
Mm-hmm.
So we know people are using doom scrolling. And like there's a part of me that has wondered what people did before doom scrolling.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, you know what I think I did?
That's basically what I just asked. What'd you do? You read?
Uh-huh.
Or you watch TV?
I've never been a huge television watcher.
I think you guys sat on the couch more with the TV on.
Yes, because I love magazines.
She used to read a lot of magazines.
I used to read a lot. So I would probably say that the doom scrolling is
cutting into your magazine time.
I know. And I
can't remember the last time you read a magazine.
I still get a couple of them. I haven't had a chance to do much the last 3 years, but that's, but like I would, like gather, especially sometimes they would pile up in the school year, but my neighbor and I, we would be like, yep, we got our pile of magazines, like, and look forward to the summer where we'd sit out and get caught up on our magazines and just sort of chillax that way. And, the last, I think 2 or 3 years, I haven't been able to do that as much. So, but I am looking forward to doing that again. But yeah, I also wonder, do I sit there now with magazines or am I on my phone scrolling more? You know what I'm saying?
You see, before scrolling, I played with toys. That's my thing. Like, I was young before scrolling.
Right.
I was in the toy stage.
And you're not particularly fond of reading for pleasure.
I don't know. I think my thing is I would buy a book. Okay, because I watch shows that are based off of books. I'm like, oh, I should read that book. Mm-hmm. But then I'm like, if I buy the book and then I don't end up reading it, then that was just a waste. You know? Mm-hmm. Do I think I would read it? Probably. Also, we know reading and we don't get along. Words vibrate, okay?
Well, but then now that I know that, there's little things you can do so that words aren't vibrating on the page for you.
Okay, I did Google this.
Yes.
And it's like a visual tracking thing. It's like the color of the page with the contrast to the text. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so one of the things, and okay, are we going to tell people, right? You all, like, this is what I do. So I was appalled last year.
When your 22-year-old says, hey, words vibrate on pages.
And do you want to tell them how this came to be?
So
you can share your experience.
We've told the story in the ADHD episode, but we during counseling labs and assessments, we were taking the IQ test, so we knew what it was like, and I scored really well on like the shapes and the patterns one, and on the reading one, I did not the reading one, the grammar one, I scored fine. But there was a definite like gap between the two. Anyways, when I was like reading the directions on the patterns one, the words started vibrating. And I was like, this is not good. This is timed. I need to lock in here. Anyways, after that, she was basically, after we added up our score, she was like, well, there's a X amount of gap between the two test scores. They would typically look to test for some kind of learning disability. And so then I went up to her, I'm like, yeah, so I might have a learning disability. And she was like, no, that's not what that means, but maybe. And I was like, okay, well, fun fact, words vibrate on pages. Is that why?
So y'all, like, I'm her mom. This is what I do, right? Like, I know special ed law backwards, forwards, worked in school so long, like in accommodations. And, you know, I've been trained as an accommodations coordinator
on the test.
You've not. And I knew it had to do with your reading, you know, but there's lots of reasons for that. And so I don't
think I ever realized that the words were vibrating.
Until you paid attention.
Yes.
I wonder if that was it. Because I always suspected, you know, processing, but it wasn't to the point that it was causing you not to be able to do things. Mm-hmm. You found ways to make it work for you. Obviously, you've been able to get through school doing okay. And so forth, you know, and had there needed to be some accommodations, and if that was impacting you, I certainly would have advocated. But yeah, so even with all that, and that was the first time you actually paid attention and started like,
I think I've noticed that words vibrate. However, it's never hit me that like, oh, words are vibrating.
Yeah. And so think about that. Like, kids don't know. That's just how they're experiencing it, and grown adults too. So what I would say is you might enjoy reading. And one of the things that we do in that is get those colored transparencies that you just put over the page, and the different color contrast usually helps that tone down. So, you know where I'm going after this. You could go with me.
Where are you going?
So, what is the
no,
thing?
Thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want to go to the library.
So
that is the last place that I want to go.
Right? But because what am I going to do sitting on vacation? I don't want to be on my phone doom scrolling. So what I tend to do when I go on vacations, because I can't take my own books and leave them behind. That's like leaving my children behind. But I can go to the our library has a used prose shop, and I'll just go in there, buy a few books, and that way I can leave them after I read them, and I don't worry about bringing them home.
You see, I think I need to be hooked on the book before reading the book. You know, like, I think it would have to be like something that I've watched.
Really?
Yes.
No, I want to read the book first.
No, I'm really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Like, which book interests you? Like, that
know.
You've seen a show?
I don't know.
Would you like to read one together? Yeah. Oh, don't give me that look. A lot of families enjoy read alouds.
I don't.
Or just to read the same thing, like a book club. We can have a book club, right? This is antidotes to doom scrolling, y'all. So we are on topic, right? This sort of led into
hobbies.
We're doing
finding things to
do so that you're not doom scrolling. So one of the strategies.
I don't have lights in my room.
Well,
all of my lights are burnt out.
Well, first of all, that could be light bulb changes. Like, that's a problem that can be fixed. And a good lamp can also help.
Yeah.
And then, it's more bling. right next to your bed.
Right.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I mean, that would be a reason to go to TJ Maxx.
I don't need a reason to go to TJ Maxx.
I'm just saying.
And that sounds like a home goods trip.
The possibilities are endless.
Yes.
So lots of things. But again, going back to doom scrolling, one, why are we doing it? Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, like I said, out of boredom, emotional exhaustion, sort of that overload, that avoidance, that escape, what have you. So sometimes the initial purpose may not be bad. I think a lot of times the issue is how often are we doing it, and for how long? So, and I don't know what the right answer is. And I think that is different for each person. And that might even change based on season. Like I said, we're in the Midwest. So sometimes in the winter, we're hibernating a little more. There's not as much outdoor activities that we can do.
And we don't like the cold.
Well, it's not that I mind it. It's the sheets of ice and
it's the fact that I can't go outside without freezing.
Yes, you do like your sunshine.
I like my sunshine. I don't love being frigid.
Right.
I like being cold, but not frigid.
Frigid. I like a nice, brisk coolness.
That has nothing to do with doom scrolling.
Well, I think when it gets too cold, I'm inside doom scrolling way more.
Yeah.
So, but I think really ultimately most of life, and especially when you're talking, these are significantly correlated with feelings of depression and anxiety, right? And so when you think about that, sort of that irritability and so forth, when you do things with intention, mm-hmm. I am going to do this thing for this amount of time, right? I'm going to Netflix binge for 1 hour, whatever.
That's only one show.
Or two, half hour, whatever. Like, even if you say 6 hours, right? Like, there's no judgment. Like, especially for some of my grad students, like you guys finish a semester. Yeah, sit down, spend a day on the couch. Like I've always said, a lot of times with school, like the cognitive load is so much and so intense at the end of a semester that a lot of times to recalibrate, you need those 2 to 3 days of just going from the bed to the couch to the refrigerator to the bathroom and just sort of that cycle. And yeah, if you want to,
I'm on week 2 of
sleep, that. You hit the wall hard. We had a lot going on.
I took a 4-hour nap yesterday.
I know. And I think I thought I had planned and left myself some time to do that before vacation, because I swear every time, like, I am not going to be going into my vacation like just in survival mode. And yet here I am again.
You're always in survival mode.
No, I'm pulling back. I am
okay. Okay.
Anyway,
I'll believe it when I see it, because I've never seen it.
You have. I've done it a few times. So, but again, bringing it back to the doom scrolling, what I would wonder for this, because this is something that I intend to do for myself, right? Especially when I know that I'm in this habit of I'm spending more time doing this thing of doom scrolling than what I want to be doing, right? So for me, and I don't know that I made the connection as clearly, like, oh, wait, I really do enjoy my magazines, right? I like the hard books and the magazines, but I'm using it. And the habit, like literally picking up the phone and clicking on this. So that's something I'm going to be much more intentional about. And I think I'm going to have to put a Post-it on my phone with a question, like, hey, what is your plan? And so that way I can say it out loud, because then I don't feel bad when I say, I'm going to do this, and I set a limit with myself. What? You're laughing.
I'm going to say it out loud and I'm going to do it. Right. Like when I got here and I said, and you said you're going to get ready. And then 45 minutes later, you're finally getting ready. I love you.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, I was trying to print something.
Anyway,
there was a couple things I had to do.
You were sitting there texting or something.
Oh, yeah, because, I'm trying to solve a problem that needs to be solved before I leave on vacation. So, yes, I had to send those.
Anyways, I have noticed something. Since I've been doom scrolling so much, I don't say that I'm bored as often or ask for projects as often. Did you notice that?
I just noticed that you seem to be recalibrating and taking a while to do it. But I mean, if you're still to that point, I think sometimes
it's almost like I've been sick for 3 weeks and you've also been working me to death.
Oh my goodness.
2 of those weeks.
Oh my goodness. Yes, we were hitting it very hard with that. And I've seen that. And so as your mom, I'm like trying to like hands off. Yes, you need to.
And then as my boss, she's sending me texts multiple times a day asking me if I'm going to do something. And then I say yes. And then she never sends it to me. Anyway.
I was waiting for you to come into the office.
I know you've mentioned your clients' inability to put their phones down in sessions. Do you ever see them doom scrolling in the middle of sessions?
I don't think that I've seen them doom scrolling during sessions.
Do they scroll during sessions?
No.
Okay.
No, not, knock on wood, not. No, they will if I'm seeing someone else in their family and they're out in the waiting room. I think I've seen people doom scroll. I mean, I would totally be doing that if I was in the waiting room somewhere. But no, not in my sessions.
Okay.
They'll check their phones. And which I'm totally cool with, right? Like if they're texting somebody, because sometimes people are just trying to find them. I think, and I've been reading this more, that some people are reverting back to flip phones instead of using smartphones. Uh-oh. Go.
This reminded me of a conversation I had with Lauren literally the other day. We bought cheap little digital cameras because we were like, why do we need phones? And she was like, I think I would absolutely kill it with a flip phone. I was like, okay, sure. You want Snapchat, but okay.
I was going to say, you can't really text on those, can you?
I think new ones you can.
I think you can text, but maybe like...
But I don't think you... Her main form of communication, thank you, is Snapchat. And I'm like, girl, I don't think that you can get Snapchat on those, but okay.
No, I don't think
there's a smart flip phones now.
Doesn't that defeat the purpose? Some of us want dumb phones.
Yeah.
But I do think having people available or think that you should be responding. And don't get me wrong, I appreciate when I text somebody and I get a quick response back. Like this morning in my holy crud, I have a problem, and I texted somebody who I knew wakes up at 4:30 in the morning. So I text and I got a quick response. I'm like, thank you so much for the quick response. So I always appreciate it, but yet I don't expect it because
I won't respond quickly.
Yeah, but okay.
When I'm texting you, yeah.
Well, and then you do usually respond pretty quickly. I think the other thing is there's people that I know that just aren't on their phone, right? Like they put their phone down and they go about their life and this and that. And then there's others of us who I have my phone, but a lot of times I'm in different meetings or sessions or things that I cannot respond, quickly.
I just choose not to.
We know this.
You don't get that you don't get to be, I'm not that available for you.
To anyone but me? Or
yeah, pretty much.
Dad? You got to be in your inner circle to get the quick responses.
Yeah. Even then, it's still selective. Depends on the day and how I'm feeling. Yeah. So what are some things that we can do when we catch ourselves doom scrolling?
I think the number one thing to do is just check your internal awareness. You catch yourself doom scrolling, ask yourself, okay, what's going on with me? What am I feeling? Check in. Is it boredom? Is it I just need to escape? Like I just want to disconnect from reality for a few minutes. Like there's no judgment with it. Just sort of check in so that you know, one, what you're doing, why you're doing it. And then I do think it's also looking at how frequent are you doing it and for how long. And, I think most of us can catch ourselves using it more frequently than at other times. And if so, then what's going on? So I think it's just like noticing what's happening and getting a sense of what's going on for yourself, and then asking yourself, is this how you want to spend your time? For some people, they may be like, yes, I'm okay with spending 2 hours a day scrolling, or I'm seeing some people 5-6 hours a day, they're saying on social media. And that would be something for me I would not want to do, because if I am spending 2 hours a day on social media, the question I'm going to be asking myself is, if I'm spending 2 hours a day doing that, what am I not doing that is more important to me, right? So when I think of what's important to me and values, and I think this is what all of us have to be looking at it, and looking at it honestly, right? Because, I like to stay informed. Okay, informed of what? Right? You can go look at the community events and in 5 minutes and be informed of what's happening. So I think like anything, why am I using it and setting things? It's an addiction, right? This is exactly what we do with any other types of addiction.
Everything can be an addiction.
Yes. Including things that are healthy or perceived as healthy. Exercise can... for some people, right? And some things in and of itself in moderation are not harmful. It's at what point do they become harmful?
I was going to ask a really ridiculous argumentative question.
Okay, go for it.
I haven't fully formed it. It's basically...
It's not like we're not ridiculous and argumentative at times.
If everything can be an addiction... At what point does it not be an addiction? It's just a thing. How can everything be labeled how can something be labeled an addiction if everything is possibly an addiction? Okay, well, I'm going to attempt to respond to this and know that addictions is not my area of expertise. Yeah.
So anything I'm going to give you is very general.
Mm-hmm.
There are experts in this area far more well-versed than me. But yes, any behavior that is done too frequently and done to such an excess, right? And we're usually talking about building up tolerance. So whether it's alcohol, drugs, food, whatever, scrolling, what used to only take me 5 minutes to feel this way now takes me 10. Now it takes me 15, right? It used to only be 2 drinks. Now it's 4. Now it's 8, right? So you're looking at building up tolerance to achieve that same feeling. And we talk about dopamine hits and so forth that we're seeking. And doom scrolling does give us dopamine hits, right? Those, you get the notification, you got to check it. Like there's actually, like think about this, especially people that have the notification sound on, which we know drives me a little, like if I have a family member that their phone is constantly going off, like it's just like, it grates on my nerves. And I have to work hard to regulate myself in those situations. But those notifications, y'all, It's just like ringing a dinner bell for a dog. You know, they're going to come panting, salivating all over because they've associated that.
When your phone lights up. How is that any different?
Well, that's a notification. Yes, that's a dopamine hit.
Is it a dopamine hit or is it just curiosity?
It can be both.
Or it could be one, which is curiosity.
It could be.
Uh-huh.
So then that's the next thing.
I think it's a whether or not you respond to it.
Well, not about response. What happens when you put the phone away? Right? Because that next part with addiction is withdrawal. How many of us, if you left your phone at home or somewhere else,
it would feel naked.
Yes. Right? And then how unsettling.
Yeah, but I do really think that it is a safety thing nowadays. Okay.
So get a phone that you can just dial 911. I don't think you're going to feel the same way.
No, I think I will.
Okay.
Let me tell you what your husband did the other day. Okay, it was...
I'm certain this has to do with doom scrolling, but go ahead.
Well, sort of. We were working at like 10 o'clock at night in the camper, getting it ready. And I did have my phone next to me, and I was doom scrolling for a little bit. And he goes, "I'll be right back." And he walks all the way into the building, left the camper door open, wide open, with me in it. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be kidnapped. I was like, some crackhead's going to come in here.
You felt unsafe?
Yes.
While you were doom scrolling. Your doom scrolling was not going to save you in that moment.
No, it was not. I said, damn. You know you're not supposed to leave me alone.
You're 22. He just walked across the parking lot.
Into a building where you can't hear me scream.
Right, because all good kidnappers are going to have like chloroform cloth.
Do you know where we're at?
I mean, it's not the place that most of us want to be out in the middle of the night.
Realistically, the kidnappers are not going to be too bright either. Anyways. Yeah, what if I need to call someone and I don't have my phone?
And so,
here's my thing. I lose my phone all the time.
Right.
And 95% of the time, if I'm not doing anything, I'm just like, oh, well, I'll find it later.
So you're okay without it. Okay, but you have another screen going on, don't you?
I don't have social media on my iPad.
Okay.
Just Netflix.
I can put my social media down and stop doom scrolling and instead binge watch something.
And instead build my tolerance to my attention span.
Okay.
Yeah, because nowadays with new TV shows, they're having to shorten, like restate the plot over and over again and like what's going on because of people's attention spans. I'm watching shows that came out back in the early 2000s.
That didn't have that.
I'm rebuilding my attention span.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Look at you. But see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Doing something with intention. Or
I just bullshitted that.
I know.
Let's be so real here.
Excuse making. It's fine. But
and I can own up to that.
But going back to addiction, right? And here's the thing. We can all make excuses for ourselves.
Yeah.
We can justify, we can say, and this is why I think if you are looking at yourself honestly, then and doing the self-evaluation, then most of the time we are going to make some adjustments. The concern comes in when not that you are doing it, using it too much, that you're catching yourself with the habitual compulsive behaviors. It's when you're like constantly justifying and making excuses and you're seeing the problem, right? So either you're unwilling to see the problem altogether, that it might be causing you, or you're willing to see it and choose to do nothing about it. Those are the times where it's a problem. Versus, you know what? I'm in this. I'm at the end of my school year. I'm just surviving. I will recalibrate and work on pulling back on my doom scrolling, because when we get into certain times where we're just getting through, that's usually not the time to try to change behaviors. You should begin thinking about them, developing your plan, and then initiate those. So I'm more concerned about habitual compulsive behaviors where somebody is unwilling to see it as problematic. And then, or two, yeah, it's a problem. Not going to do anything about it. And that might be okay because then you're okay with the problems it's causing in your life, right? So when we're talking about doom scrolling specifically, if you are sitting with your friend, your partner, a parent with their child, and we see this all the time. Not saying that parents should not be doom scrolling occasionally. You're human. How often? Because if you are constantly doing that to typically avoid or escape, right? That's what we're usually doing with that. Usually most of our types of behaviors that become addictive, we're avoiding, escaping, seeking a certain feeling, emotionally numbing, things like that. Then what are we not doing? And we're usually not attending to relationships in our life. We're not attending to the tasks and responsibilities that we have around us, whether it's maintaining our living environment or being productive in our school or work or what have you. And so those are usually the costs of us engaging in these types of behaviors. I feel like you just heard like Charlie Brown's teacher. Wah, 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 wah.
I was for sure listening.
Yes.
Yeah. It's when certain habits become problems in our life. That's what you're talking about.
Do you ever catch yourself where you're like, okay, this is not how I want it to be for myself?
I don't typically scroll when hanging out with my friends. I will say I do usually scroll while eating, which I do recognize and put the phone down when I recognize it. But like, so do you guys. Yeah,
and I would say one of the three of us, usually it's you, second it's me. I don't think it's ever your dad. It's like, hey.
Every once in a while, when he doesn't have his phone.
When he doesn't have his phone. Hey, you guys gonna put your phones down?
Yeah.
So that's always a nice reminder. And it's like, oh yeah, because we are here together. I'd be curious how much other people catch themselves.
I don't know. I feel like I get done everything that I have to get done. Like my schoolwork, my actual work. And so then it's like my free time, And it's like I could do anything with this time. And I know what I should do with my time. And then what I choose to do with it.
But then you just said a key word there. You are choosing.
Yes.
So it is intentional that you're doing it.
Because most of the time I'm like, I could go work out right now. Which I do need to do. Because I do choose to scroll instead of going to work out. Yeah. Because it just takes so much energy. I don't have that energy.
Well, you've also been sick.
Yeah.
So maybe the doom scrolling for you, right? Because if I'm sick, I just want to like curl up with a book and like do nothing. So maybe that was your way of letting your body rest while you're sitting there having something to do with your hands.
I think I like scrolling because it gives me something to do with my hands. Yeah. I don't think turning pages of the book would be a quick enough response because it takes me a while to read.
Well, you know how you get quicker?
Read?
It's like a skill with anything. The more you do it, the better we get.
Oh, I was also thinking while that you were talking that you were shaking. So yeah, that's new.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I was looking at you and it's like things are shaking. The colors are shaking a little bit, yeah. It's a brain tumor, it's okay.
Okay, do we have a physician who's watching this?
That one was new. That's
an eye doctor.
And it is because of the lights. It's like the lights are like shifting the colors.
You also have astigmatism too, don't you?
No.
Oh.
That's your son.
Oh, I have one.
Oh.
Or I used to. I don't know if I do. I don't think I do now.
I don't think I do.
You probably need to go get your eyes checked.
I haven't gotten them checked since high school, and I don't want to.
Girl,
make an appointment. Tell me that I need glasses, and I'm going to be like, no, I can read the road signs. It's fine.
Get yourself a cutesy pair of glasses.
I don't think I look good in glasses.
Okay, there's contacts.
This is very true.
And you can save your money up for LASIK.
I don't think my eyes are bad enough to need LASIK.
Then don't do that.
I can read that cup over there just fine. So, like, I think it's fine.
You're fine.
And by just fine, I mean just, like, ever so slightly blurry. But it's fine. But I can make out all the words.
You can make out all the words. There you go.
Anyways.
Doom scrolling.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What would you tell?
Okay.
Well, I was just thinking, like, because you, through your practicum, you really realize you enjoy working with children.
Yeah.
Especially. So what would you tell an 11 or 12-year-old girl who comes in and says, yeah, I scroll TikTok for, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours every night? What you doing? I got no friends.
I feel like you've already asked me this, and I said, what brings you joy and what...
Okay.
What are you...
You would find out,
like,
get a little bit more.
Yes. Ask all the questions. Be curious.
Oh, look at you. Be curious. Because some things can be helpful and serve a good purpose too. So getting in there, how are people using it? What's it?
I think social media fatigue is a real thing. Mm-hmm. That's what I was going to talk about at the very beginning of the episode when I said I don't know what I'm speaking about. Yeah.
Okay, well, now's a good time as we wrap up.
No, okay. I do, sometimes when I'm like in a deep scroll, it'll give me videos that I really don't want to watch, and they're usually like people yelling at each other, or someone starting an argument over something, and I'm just like, no. However, I do go to the comments, and everyone's like, social media fatigue, da-da-da-da, this, da-da-da-da, that, and it's like, you could just not comment and not engage, and then, oh my gosh, you wouldn't see it anymore. You wouldn't have social media fatigue, and their video wouldn't be posted out to others for them to have social media fatigue.
So you're saying we're naming the problem and we're part of the problem.
Yes. We always are.
We always
that
are.
Be said for so many different things.
Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. Yeah, that makes sense. So, anything else?
No, my takeaways are I will probably continue to Doomscroll for at least the next week. However, I do plan on putting my phone down more. It needs to happen. Yeah. Your takeaways?
Yeah, my takeaways, again, are more, I've been engaging in it more. I've caught myself doing it more. It's not something that I want to spend that much time doing. So I'm going to be more intentional about the amount of time that I spend on it and how I'm using my phone. And so, again, maybe the next week, who knows, because I do plan to read more books. So maybe that's what I need to do is get the magazines by my little side and engage with that more than the phone. Yep. All right. Bye.